the shit out of some Florida State Seminoles.
Is there a team that you hate worse than Florida State?
No. Florida State's number one. And my hatred goes even deeper because I was being recruited by Florida State and Miami at the same time. And then all of a sudden, Florida State just stopped recruiting me all in one. Like, I didn't hear a call, no text, no nothing. And I was like, you know what? I hope I get this chance to just stick to you in Memphis every time I play you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess for players like it's different, especially because of the recruiting process and everything like that. What was it like your first ever Florida State game, just being on the field? I know that they play, whether you were in the Orange Bowl or up in Tallahassee, I know they're playing that damn chant, after every single play. So what was it like? What was it like being on the field for the first time against Florida State?
It was crazy, man. My first game action was in 2005. I was on special teams, and man, I was so my blood was running so high going down on kickoff, and then I was on kickoff return too, and I was like, man, I just want to hit somebody. It's Florida State game. It was just so. It's just the moment, man. And it's going to be prime time on ESPN or ABC. It's going to be one of the biggest games of the week, no matter what the ranking is.
Yeah, absolutely. When you were, that 2005 game, I was just thinking about that. That was that was a sad one. So what was it? Because, you were involved in winning against Florida State and losing against Florida State. What's it like going back into the locker room after losing to FSU, but also going back into the locker room when you beat them?
When you beat them, the time I beat them in 2007, we was at Florida State, and that was Coach Shannon's first win over Florida State. In the locker room, you could not hear yourself speak to your partner next to you. It was so loud. Everybody was happy, rooting, throwing stuff around, jumping up and down, playing music, blasting. Man, it was a joy. But when you lose to Florida State, man, it's one of the feelings you like, man, can we get the chance to play them again at least? Can we do like the NFL and play them twice at least?
Yeah.
Yes, man. You hated to lose to them.
Yeah. Well, what's your best memory overall from that rivalry? Like the singular moment. I'm not talking a full game, but like, what was the best single thing that happened for you in that rivalry?
Best moment was Frank Gore going in to score in 2004. It was, man. I was next to Carlos Armour on the sideline, and it was like, man, he might score on this play. He like, man, yeah, he might score on this play. And Frank scored, and man, we went crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That was the dude. I was up in the Orange Bowl, up in the sidelines. I was, and we just had Lance Leggett on right before you, and he was in that game, that 2004 game. I wanted to ask you, so in that game we were down 10-3, and Brock Berlin let us down, and Sonoris Moss tied it. Did you ever think that, oh man, we might lose this game? Like we might actually lose to Florida State?
No, because I believed in Brock. Brock was a guy who was a tremendous leader. Tremendous leader, guy who, got the offense going, guy who, was vocal and was just one of those guys, who was going, if it came down to a last second for him throwing somebody open or getting the right play in, he was the guy.
So Jordan asked you what your favorite singular moment was of the rivalry. What was your worst singular moment from Miami FSU?
Oh my gosh, I was standing right on the sideline. Oh, where was it? 08. No, I wasn't on the sideline. 08. 08 was my senior year, and I got spent around like a top as I was trying to slow down Ponder, the quarterback, from scoring. And I was spinning around like a top trying to get in position so I could make a tackle so he wouldn't score. And it was just like an embarrassing moment, just like you spinning around like a top against on national TV.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, so you mentioned Green Tree having the speakers and stuff, but how did the intensity change like between you and your teammates? So I mean, when you're going through drills and stuff, was there a different level of intensity? Was it like a palpable feeling in the air during FSU week?
It was one of those you can cut the tension with a knife type moments. I mean, everybody's like, man, let's go, man. We gonna get ready this week. I'm gonna get you ready this week. You know, if you're on scout team, you like, man, I'm gonna give you the best look. If you were on the first, second team defense or first, second team offense, you're like, man, I'm gonna run these routes, Chris. I'm gonna make sure I get in and out my routes, or I'm getting in my back pedal, in and out my stance. It was just one of those weeks where you had ultra focus going into that week.
So if you were in Coach Manny Diaz's shoes and you were talking to some freshmen about what they can expect, like on the field, because I mean, it's different when you're playing Florida State. It's different on the field. What would you tell them to expect?
Expect a lot of trash talking, no matter what their record is. If they the number one team in the nation or ranked at the bottom of the nation, they're gonna talk trash. I remember one play, Brett Carr went up for a deep ball and he the ball overshot him in the end zone. He was like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna score on y'all anyways. That wasn't nothing." I say, if you don't shut up right now and get back to the huddle, I'm like, it's just all kind of trash talk. I remember one play, in 06, I blitzed against Drew Rutherford, and I swear I was probably maybe step and a half late, and he let it go, and I still hit him just because I wanted to hit him. And then when I hit him, I knocked him down, and I stood over him. I was like, yeah, it's all game long. He's coming like that all game long.
I love it. I hate Drew Weatherford, but I love that. What was the question I was
there isn't an FSU quarterback I don't hate, honestly. But Vaughn, I wanted to ask you. So Lance touched on the fact that that a lot of players on the Miami and Florida State roster grow up playing against each other. You know, he said whether it's sandlot ball or high school ball or pee wee ball or whatever. What are your experiences like that? I mean, just tell us what it was like for you. I mean, I'm assuming that you played against some of these kids growing up.
Man, my recruiting year was 2004, so the DBs that Miami were recruiting, we all were talking together. It was me, Anthony Reddick, J.R. Bryant, Trevor Ford, and those two guys wound up going to Florida State after they said, "Oh yeah, man, we're going to Miami. We want to make this, a duo at corner and y'all two at safety." And then they wound up going to Miami. Going to Florida State. It's like, why? Why did you do that? Like, why would you go up there? It's nothing up there but one club in FAMU, which is I think it's the better school in Tallahassee.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, why would you go up there and leave home? But
I heard their football program's better this year.
Yeah, they are. and they ain't even playing the season this year. They not season to the spring.
They definitely got better colors. I can say that much.
Yeah, better band, better colors, better school, better mascot. Everything's better.
Absolutely. So who would you say? You said the trash talking is it's a lot more in this game. Who was the biggest trash talker on FSU?
Oh, it had to be Ernie Sims. He would talk after every play, either him or Buster Davis. I think it might have been Buster Davis, because Buster Davis would talk after every play. I was like, you didn't even make the play. Why are you still talking? You didn't even make the play. Why are you still talking?
So when you're when you're talking trash, does the quarterback get involved? Like, would a quarterback talk trash back to you?
The one that would was Xavier Lee. Xavier Lee talked a lot of smack, man. Like he thought he could have swore he was all world. And all that in a bag of chips. He would talk trash. He was, yeah, I'm going deep. We going deep. Y'all can't stop us. Y'all can't stop the run. Y'all can't. I'm like, just go back in the huddle and run a play. Try to get some yards.
Yeah, Florida State, man, it's just different. I was just wondering if like Drew Weatherford would talk trash or Chris Ricks or
Christian Ponder, yeah.
Coach Bowden.
Oh, Coach Bowden was. I remember on the sideline, he came up to me. He was like, it was pregame, and I just ran down that sideline, just doing my warm up, and he was like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Ponder, I remember we recruited you, but too bad we're going to beat you today. I'm like, Coach Bowden talking trash, too?
I love that, man.
I'm like, and I was like, Coach Bowden, you on your coaching show, you don't remember some of your players' names. How you going to talk trash?
Oh, man. Well, so who on the Miami side that you interacted with, it, like, who would you say was the best trash talker on your teams?
Oh, it had to be Bruce Johnson. He was his country accent and his the way he talked trash, man. It was a joy to play with, man. I mean, he would talk trash all game long, and guys would be like, man, I can't do nothing. He guarded me tight. I'm like, yeah, he gonna guard you tight all game, and he ain't gonna get nothing.
Love it, man. Well, so I want you to tell me, so give your pregame analysis for this upcoming game. Tell me what you think we're going to try to do and how effective it's going to be against Florida State.
Oh, Florida State, they run a 2-trap where the corner is off in cover 2, but like if it's doubles to his side, he comes off of number 1 if he goes outside. So I think we're gonna a lot less screens or quick passes and more like the pass you saw to Jordan on the touchdown pass, the vertical routes.
Yeah.
Pushing more vertical, pushing two or three guys vertical at a time. To stretch them out because they're basically covered 2 the whole game.
Okay. Well, and
I think it's Sam. Was it Samuels? That's his name. The cornerback. Is it Samuels? That's his name.
I'm not sure.
It's the cornerback.
Yeah. The cornerback.
Oh yeah, Asante Samuel Jr.
Yeah, against a couple of interceptions against, or had an interception against Georgia Tech, but that's all he plays. He played. Oh yeah, it's Samuels because he played like his dad. That's what I said. Yeah. But in their offense, I can't. Can somebody tell me what the
offense is? Just not very good. I think we can just be honest. It's not very good.
It's not good at all. Like they don't know where to be at or don't know who to block. It's like they're very confused all the time.
It's crazy you say that because their head coach is not going to be there this weekend because he tested positive for coronavirus. How much of an impact will that have on their offense? Because he's an offensive guy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot because if that's the guy who game plans, if he's not there to see, if he's not at practice to see those things that they have done mistakes on, he can't correct them. They could show him film, but it's still not the personable touch to tell a guy where to be at.
Yeah, they do. I actually like their offensive coordinator, Kenny Dillingham, but I'm just not sure they have a very talented offensive roster this year.
No, not at all. And then with the receiver, Terry, I don't know if he's just not into it. I don't think he's into it.
It doesn't seem like any of their players are, man. I mean, they had so much turmoil in the off season, and like a lot of the, I mean, not to get into politics, but there's been a lot of stuff going on around the country, and Florida State has kind of they've kind of been in the thick of that. There's been some disagreements between the players and the administration. Whether it's coaching or there was that whole thing about renaming the stadium.
Yeah.
there's been a lot of upheaval in Tallahassee this offseason.
Yeah, it has. And then that stupid video they did in the weight room or the locker room.